Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and today I have a small pack of matches, a roll of toilet paper, and a Dollar Tree candle. This is one of those that was in the glass. Just basically broke the glass and got the glass off of it. These things are very airy. There's not a lot of wax in these, but it'll do what I need it to do. And first thing I want to do is see if I can pull the wick out. We're going to use this wick for something later, but now got this, and I have my lead melter. Now, all I'm going to melt today is this candle. So let's get this rearranged and let's show you what we're doing. Alright, so this is plugged in and it is getting hot. And what we're going to do is basically melt the candle just for the wax, and I am going to take these matches and I am going to roll up a piece of toilet paper onto them, and then I'm going to dip them into the wax, and I am going to create a nice little candle. Now these things are fantastic, and one like this can start a decent fire that you can keep going for a day, 2 days, or even longer. So just one of these match candles will suffice for a considerable amount of time. So as you can see, or maybe you can't, let's get a little closer here. The wax is melting quite well. And what I'm going to do is take one of these little clips and just clip here and just dip that into the wax, just like so. There we go. Let's see here. I wonder if, yeah, maybe I'll just dip it in there like that. Let it seep in there and then pull it out. That'll work. And then it'll turn into one of these little bad boys here. And then we'll do that a couple times so that we'll get enough of wax on them that it'll soak up. Let's see if we can get, there we go. And then we'll just set and let them dry. Alright, now that the wax is melted, let's break off another little piece and stick in there. Let that melt, and then we'll turn the heat off. I don't want it too hot. And I'll just sit here and make as many of these as my sanity will allow. Alright, so what I'm basically going to do is just take 3 pieces of the toilet paper, fold it in half, just like so. I'm going to lay my match down and just roll it. Now I gotta make sure I keep it off of the phosphorus section. There we go. And I try to keep it tight. There we go. We just keep rolling it until we get it. There we go. Just like so. And then I'm just going to dip it into the wax so it'll get a nice little coating there. There we go. Looks like it's unraveling a little bit, which is okay. There we go. Doing a little bit of unraveling. But I can fix that. And there we go. So that's how I make them. Just roll up some toilet paper, paper towels, old newspaper, whatever you got. And then soak them in wax and then just let them dry. So another way that you can work these is just individually use one square. These are 2-ply. But just get one square. I'm going to fold this into thirds. Like so. And then roll it, roll the one square like such. There you go. So we get one square on there. Pinch that off. Go ahead and dip it into the wax. And then we can let that dry over here. And if you want to add another sheet, you can pull off another sheet and do it, or 3 sheets or however many sheets you want. I think I'm going to individually do just the one sheet at a time. Now here's one that's pretty dry, and now I have a match candle, so I can strike it and now I have a candle. I think I'm going to dip this into the wax one more time. You can never get too much wax on these things. There we go. Dip that into the wax one more time. Let that sit. Grab this other one that I did. Go ahead and give it another dip. Allow it to dry. And then here's the one that I did with just the one roll, or the one strip. Probably continue to do them like this. This will be plenty. I'll go ahead and give this another dip. I'm gonna have to turn the heat back on the wax. It's starting to cool down a little bit, but anyway, there we go. And then we just set and let it dry. And then this is just one candle. Here's the container. Go ahead and turn the heat back on this in a little bit and let that warm back up. And while we do that, I'm going to make a few more. So I'm simply going to take one sheet of 2-ply toilet paper, fold it 3 times just to get about the same. See the smoke starting to roll off of there. Hopefully it doesn't set off the fire alarm. And we're just going to roll the toilet paper on the match. There we go. Nice and tight. Pinch it off at the top and just dip it down into the wax. And then we'll just let it dry. We'll continue to do that, like I said, until I get bored or I run out of matches. And that's really the whole process. Just taking some paper, whatever type of paper you choose, roll a matchstick on that paper, dip it into some wax, and you create these wonderful little matchsticks, candles that are better than matches, and I think better than candles. So I have found that if I fold it into a triangle and then take the top part of the triangle, fold it in the middle there, and then turn it so that the tip of the triangle, which is now at the base, is facing on the left side. When I roll these, it creates a nicer roll, and the top part where I clamp it stays clamped, and it's just an easier way of doing it. Then I dip it a couple times into the wax, give it a few seconds to kind of harden up a little bit, grab it by the tip, dip it back in there again. There we go. There we go. And it just creates a better, more round and conformed look to it. Now, it doesn't matter if it's like this or not. It's still going to work. But storing them, as you can see here, I've got like 25 of them in here. Some of them are big and fat, and some of them are not. So it doesn't really matter one way or the other. There's 25 there. 32, 33 of them. I'll get 33. How many was supposed to be in the box? It says 32. Alright, well, we got an extra one in the box. So we'll go ahead and make this last one, and we'll end up with 33 match candles. So we have the square, fold it to make a triangle, and then take the top of the triangle back down, and then make sure I turn it so that it's directed this way, so the tip of it, which was here, folded up here, goes onto the left side. And then I stick my match on there, again with the phosphorus on the left side, and I just roll it. Try to make it tight as I can. There we go. And then when I get it complete, that tip will be at the top. And then when I clamp it off and I dip it into the wax, and it stays together, it just stays together better. So we'll dip this down into the wax a couple times here. Let it cool down for a second. Grab it by just the tip. Do it again. Pardon me. And then I'll just sit it down with the rest of them to dry over here. And then we have these little match candles, which I love to use when I'm out in the field. So I took what was left of the wax and I put in this little tin, and hopefully it'll harden up before it jacks anything up and just goes all over the table. So we'll hope that that this wax will dry in this tin, and then I'll have 33 of the candle matches to work with out in the field. I'll light one of them here in a little while and do a demonstration of it. But anyway, the leftover wax from that single candle I got from the Dollar Tree is now in here, and as I said, hopefully it will cool down and solidify in here, and then this will be a good place for me to store excess wax for when I need it for other projects. Alrighty, well, that metal thing did not work, so I'm picking up the wax and putting it into a peanut butter container where it should be a little more durable. At least it'll be a good place to store my excess wax. It seems like I can't say that word today. But we'll get it picked up off the table here. And if need be, we'll do another candle. I don't think I need to at this point. That's not too bad though, considering it was one of those Dollar Tree candles. Alright, so I'm going to clean up my mess, and I did keep the wick, of course, and then what we have remaining of the candle is here, and it'll eventually solidify, and I'll get what I can off of the table before I come in here and scrub it and clean it off. And we'll just have the candle wax for later use.